Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Saturday the 14th of November 2020. Thanks for joining me. I'm using the Sacred India Tarot for today's reading, and these are cards that I haven't used very much, and I haven't used them in ages and ages and ages. And the reason is that they're based on mythology, Indian mythology and epics. And I know the basics, so I know Babaji and Krishna and Shiva and things like that, but I don't know each one of, like for instance, I don't know the Bhagavad Gita. So I like to read symbols, and by reading the tarot, I look at the symbols and make sense of them. And as a Virgo, that's really something I enjoy doing. And it's by breaking things down that I tap into my intuition and I get kind of intuitive guidance about what the card is talking about. And my experience is that the simpler the cards, the easier it is for your guidance to come through. So, sorry, this is kind of a preamble for tarot reading in general. If you are super distracted by the cards, then often it puts a block between you and your intuition because you're just too focused on the cards and you're trying to figure out what they're saying rather than focusing on what your intuition is telling you. And the other thing is that when you read tarot cards, the law of attraction is at work. So you pick the right deck, you pick the right cards, and the cards work with you. So they want to share what they have to share, and they're always going to appeal to something you know already. So let's say the color orange, and orange to you symbolizes the sacral chakra and control, and maybe Holland, and that brings up something intuitively for you. So the cards are always going to trigger something in your mind and your experience and something that you know that you can use to give a message. So that said, I'm going to have a look at what these cards want you to be aware of today and what energy you'll be working with. If there are major symbols and stories in here that you recognize and I don't, and I miss them, then please add that in the comments to add meaning to this reading. So let's see what these cards have to say about Saturday, the 14th of November. We've got the Four of Arrows. That's the Four of Swords. Then we have the Seven of Staves, the Seven of Wands. And finally, we've got the Ten of Lotuses, the Ten of Cups. Okay. So the Four of Arrows is about contemplation, meditation. You can see someone here sitting in a kind of pose I associate with yoga. So this card to me says great spiritual discipline, and that discipline really amplifies the emotional. You can kind of see his aura there. So he's very much in touch with his own inner kind of world, and the outer world encroaches on that and they meet. So he's someone who's directly connected to the universe in this moment, and he's communicating to it. So he's pushing energy out of his system and energy is coming back into his system. So it's a dialogue between him and the universe, and it's invisible. It's something that he makes sense of internally. The process is purifying and invigorating and motivating. We've got these four arrows, and arrows, I mean, the arrow in itself, it has to go somewhere. It's got a point, so it needs to hit something, and it's got wings. I mean, it's got feathers at the back to help it fly. So it's about movement, it's about moving ahead in life, progressing, and it's kind of contradictory because he's sitting there very still and calm, and these arrows are all about movement and getting things done. So the card itself is saying that the best thing you can do today is not rush out and try and sort everything out that you're supposed to sort out. What's much more important is to connect with yourself and to ask what it is you want to take care of today and what you want to do about your life. So looking at a much bigger picture than I have to go to the post office, I have to go get oranges at the store. What am I going to do with my life? And by meditating on that, the universe is going to give you several options that will inspire you and motivate you. Next, we've got the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands, we've got these wands burning. It's all ruined. We've got this disembodied face kind of looking down on this woman and watching her. And the Seven of Wands is really about continuing on, having stamina, believing in yourself, in your own passion, despite everything around you burning down, despite everything seeming completely apathetic, uninvolved. People it may feel like they're watching you. No one's actually helping you and reaching out. You may feel like you're by yourself and that you have to deal with everything and no one else has. And it's potentially very overwhelming. So if you get messages today about what you're supposed to do in future or what would really help you and benefit you in future, and the idea of that really scares you and it makes you feel like, oh wow, this is going to leave my life in ruins, or this is just too difficult for me, I will never be able to do this, or this is just too much of a stretch, I don't have the resources or the ability to do any of this. So for instance, become a spiritual teacher. I've got no experience being a spiritual teacher. How am I going to do that? Move to India. Well, how am I going to move to India? I'm a German citizen. I don't have a visa and I've got no money. What am I going to do? Or, any of those kind of messages that leave you feeling completely like overwhelmed. Or it's part of your destiny to be a father. Okay, well, I'm a gay man. I'm single and I have no idea about children, adoption, and I can barely maintain a relationship. So how am I going to do that? That's going to make you feel overwhelmed. So the key is in this reading that if you listen to that kind of guidance that really freaks you out, and instead of saying, oh no, that's impossible because it scares me, by, as Susan Jeffers would have said, feeling the fear and doing it anyway, that really puts you on the right path of your life, and that results in the 10 of Cups, which is your hopes and dreams coming true, and really you feeling completely loved, overcoming fear, having lots of things in your life which please you and which make you feel fulfilled. It's an amazing sense of connection. Usually the 10 of Cups is about family harmony, dreams coming true. It's got a rainbow, so it's feeling very connected to the universe, feeling connected to other people, feeling connected with yourself. And the word connection in the 10 of Cups is really the key, because happiness, according to the tarot and the 10 of Cups, is feeling connected to as many things as possible. It's saying that human happiness relies on connection, or your ability to connect, and how many people and things and places you connect with is going to have a direct impact on how happy you feel, because it's the human default setting to connect. And that's something that's possible for you today by listening to guidance that especially feels frightening and scary. Pay attention to that, because by not dismissing it and pursuing it anyway and saying, do you know what, this is difficult, but I'm going to take this step because look at my life now. I haven't achieved what I want. There's still improvement. I have the support of the universe. I'm safe. I'm disciplined. I can do these things even if I don't have all the details to hand just yet. And by learning how to do these things that I want and going through the steps, I'm going to figure out how to do the practical things. And those practical steps are going to connect me to different places, to different moments within myself, despair or pride, that I've learned something, hooray, wisdom, other people, love, God, everything. So it's not just that this day is a day where the universe says, here's your life purpose, which it does. It's also, here's your life purpose, but it's really something that you may feel scared by. So first of all, if you do feel scared, ding, 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 that's your green light to listen to this message and to really pay attention to it, because it's something that can lead to you achieving your hopes and dreams, and especially hopes and dreams that you don't even realize you have yet. So it's about trusting the universe and taking the action steps that the universe provides, and then fulfilling your hopes and dreams as a result. And that, I think, sounds overly complicated as well, listening to the universe, listening to the abstract voice, the guidance and all of that. It's really well represented in this card, I think. It's just an organic state of being where you're connected to yourself and you kind of put the feelers out. Imagine in your body you have all these antennas. Imagine just extending those antennas into the atmosphere and kind of feeling the air and the energy around you. That's all meditation is. It's just another way of connection. It's just another dialogue. And I speak to a lot of people, and in my experience, no one likes to meditate. And I very much relate to that. I don't like to meditate either. The only reason I started to meditate in 2010 was because they told me if you don't keep well spiritually, you're not going to make it, Greg. So I was like, okay. So I tried different things. I tried transcendental meditation, which in my case stuck because it's easy and I enjoy it. Because the thing about meditation for most people is it's boring, right? And you're, why am I sitting here? Although, yeah. So if it's hard work and you have to concentrate, like let's say you're doing Vipassana or Pranayama or Nichiren Buddhism and you're chanting and it really doesn't resonate with you, then don't torture yourself and force yourself. It's a way of connecting. It's not meant to be hard work and difficult and unpleasant. And also, if it's unpleasant, you're never going to be consistent. So I'm giving you permission to quit the meditation practice which you despise. And what I'm saying is instead, look for something that feels calm and quiet and loving and nurturing, and that's part of your system, something that's organic. Because we can all meditate, whether we're willing or unwilling. It's just it's just like extending your arm. If you've got two arms, we can all extend our arms. We can all meditate. And I think the key is finding something that makes you feel held, if that makes sense. Like a mother would hold her child. Because that's what the universe wants to do. It wants to hold you like a child so that you can grow and thrive and flourish and make your hopes and dreams come true while you're here on earth. And you really have the chance to find yourself and your purpose today. Wow. It's been a powerful week, and this kind of energy can really be life-changing. Number-wise, we got 10 and 7 is 17 and 4 is 21. 2 and 1 is 3 and 3 is about new beginnings and communication. So communicate with your higher self and start something new. Have an amazing day. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website, gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to audio reading with me. I use the tarot, astrology, numerology, and my intuition in my readings. So if you're making decisions or you're not quite clear on what you ought to be doing and you need a second pair of eyes to just look at your chart and what's going on in your life and where your talents lie and what your ideal job is and what your purpose is about, then please get in touch with me for a personal reading, gregoryscott.com. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe and share the video online. Have an amazing day and I'll speak to you tomorrow.